Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into a story that really hits home about trust, how vital it is, and what happens when it's not just broken but completely shattered. We're talking about the Ghazala Din case, a property scam that was about so much more than just the money loss.
Exactly. It's the invisible damage, isn't it? We always talk about the pounds and pence, the financial hit. But the research on this kind of thing, affinity fraud, it shows deep psychological scars. Things like PTSD symptoms, depression. And that recovery, the mental side, often takes way longer than getting back on your feet financially.
Right. So our mission today is to unpack how that genuine trust built over time was just systematically taken apart. And look the ripple effect, the personal cost across a whole community.
Yeah, it's quite a story. It starts with Anita. She's a physiotherapist, very dedicated, compassionate. And for 2 years, Ghazala Din was her patient, regular patient.
So not a stranger off the street.
No, not at all. Anita saw her as, and this is a quote, a familiar face, a member of the community she cared for deeply.
Mhm.
So you've got this real foundation of trust already there, built over time, quite solid.
Does that make you more vulnerable, though, that depth of trust?
Well, that's the awful irony, isn't it? Scammers like Ghazala, they often don't go for cold calls. They exploit existing networks, existing trust. It's called affinity fraud. You target a group, could be religious, professional, social. You leverage the bonds already there. That connection Anita felt, that was Ghazala's entry point, her prime target, really.
Okay, so Ghazali had this established trust. How did she make the move? What was the pitch?
She introduced this property investment scheme, promised, steady monthly returns,
Mhm.
plus a lump sum payout after just 1 year. Presented it all as totally safe, secure, and real.
And she seemed believable.
Apparently very sincere. And you have to picture Anita's situation. The source describes her as just exhausted, pressures of the job, dreaming of a better future, maybe easing off a bit. She was looking for something safe, something hopeful, and this seemed to tick all the boxes.
So she invested.
She did. Put in £7,000, which was painstakingly saved her own money.
Wow. Okay. And that highlights something you said earlier about how our circumstances, our hopes can make us vulnerable.
Absolutely. It wasn't a character flaw in Anita. It was that very human desire for something better, for security. Ghazala just knew exactly how to tap into that. It was a carefully constructed appeal.
And it didn't stop with Anita's 7,000 pounds, did it?
No, that was just the start.
Hmm.
Ghazala then encouraged Anita, like really pushed her to bring other people in, pitched it as this amazing opportunity people shouldn't miss.
Oh, no. So Anita started telling people.
Yeah. Her own patients, friends, even family members, they started investing their savings too. All of them, pinning their hopes on Ghazala's promises, trusting Anita's word because they trusted her.
And did anything come back? Any returns?
Initially, yes. Small payments did come through. And that's critical
What was that?
because it works psychologically. Those small payments, they quiet any doubts, they make it seem real, legitimate. It actually deepens the trust, makes people feel more secure, maybe even invest more or encourage others more confidently. It's a classic con artist tactic.
Right, reinforcing the illusion.
Exactly. Until it wasn't an illusion anymore.
Because then the payments just stopped, cold.
Just stopped abruptly. Anita called, naturally worried. But Ghazala was apparently calm, evasive. Excuses like, oh, there are delays, legal paperwork, market shifts, always reassuring your money is safe.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't. Days turned into weeks, the excuses wore thin, and then nothing. Ghazala just vanished. No calls returned, no messages, just silence. Gone.
That's chilling. Years of trust just evaporates.
And that vanishing act, it's brutal. It leaves the victims not just without their money, but with this awful confusion, anger, betrayal. There's no closure, just this sudden void, immense psychological stress.
So let's talk about that aftermath. For Anita, it must have been horrendous.
Devastating. She wasn't just a victim herself. She felt responsible. Like a traitor is the word used. A traitor to everyone she'd brought in, her patients, friends, family. They trusted her.
And they lost everything.
Many had invested everything they had. They were devastated. It wasn't just Anita's loss. The source puts it starkly. Ghazala stole more than money. She had shattered lives and broken the very trust that holds communities together.
That ripple effect again. It's not just individual bank accounts. It's the connections between people.
Precisely. Money can sometimes be replaced over time. But that erosion of trust, that's a much deeper wound. It isolates people, makes them doubt others, doubt themselves. It fundamentally changes how secure you feel in your own community, in your relationships. That broken trust, that's the immeasurable loss here. It can take years, decades to even begin to heal, if ever.
So the real takeaway here isn't just about the money stolen, is it? It's about how deeply these scams can damage the very fabric of trust within a community, leaving these invisible scars.
It really makes you think. How can understanding the way trust was manipulated here, in Ghazala's case, maybe help you spot the difference, between something genuine and something deceptive in your own life?
Or maybe even how it shows the vulnerabilities that might exist hidden even in the relationships you value the most.
Powerful questions. Definitely something to reflect on.
Some serious food for thought there. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.